Mason and Noah spoke to each other for a few seconds in hushed tones before turning and leaving. They knew they didn't have grounds to enter the home, and something like that would be hard to hide if Eric made a stink about it, which he would have. The next morning around 10:30, Sawyer finally made it home. She looked the worst he had ever seen her. Big bags under her eyes and makeup running down her face as if she had spent half the night crying. She opened the door and looked around for Hazel, immediate relief evident on her face.
I'm so glad Hazel is here. Noah said he was going to come to the house and take her from you. I knew he wouldn't give her back if he did that, and he'd just use last night's arrest as an excuse to do so. I'm sure he's going to go right to the court and let them know.
He tried to take her. First he showed up here and I closed the door on him. Then he came back about 30 minutes later with his brother, who threw the words kidnap and jail time around, and I kicked him off the front steps too. They didn't come back.
They came here for Hazel? And you wouldn't let them have her? Even the police? What if they arrested you, Eric? I don't want you getting into legal trouble because of me. At this point, I don't even know why you're still wanting to be with me. My life is a mess.
Your life is good. We just need to get you out of this town, out of this county, and that's why I called the house for rent. To county's over, and I paid him the deposit and first month's rent today. We move in next week.
It took a moment for Sawyer to process what he had just said. As soon as she did, she broke out into a huge smile. The house she had looked at was out of her single income budget, but when she had talked to Eric about it, he suggested they rent it together. She could afford it with him. The house was everything she wanted. 4 bedrooms, 2 large bathrooms, a huge kitchen, and a front yard big enough to give Hazel a sibling and maybe even buy a dog. The fact that Eric wanted to live with her and the mess she brought into his life made her feel hope.
You rented the house I looked at. The one with the big yard and all of the rooms. But how? I thought you could only afford it if I paid half of the bills.
And you will after the first month. But I had enough in savings to put the deposit and first month's rent down, so I wanted to surprise you. You deserve this. You deserve to be out of this town where everyone seems out to get you. We can be happy there. We can start over, babe.
She didn't say anything, she just kissed him happily.